Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the new updated balanced data slate. So we had the recent balanced data slate, and GW just updated it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and warcry content as well. It's absolutely free and really helps the channel out. So we saw the recent balanced data slate. Did not include anything for Imperial or Chaos Knights. We obviously are expecting the new codex to be coming out shortly, so assumed that that was the reason. And Games Workshop just hit us with a surprise update in the meantime. So this applies to Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights as well. So there's 2 bullet points, nice and simple. This is exactly what Knights needed. I'm really glad that they did this. And it shows that they can put out an update or something like that, realize that they forgot something, and then immediately come back behind it. So, all vehicle models with the Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights faction keyword gain the following ability. Towering Foe. This model counts as 5 models when determining control of an objective marker. If the model is a Titanic model, it instead counts as 10 models when determining control of an objective marker. And then second bullet point, if every model from your army has either the Chaos Knight or Imperial Knight faction keyword, excluding agents of the Imperium and unaligned units, then all Armiger class and War Dog models from your army gain the objective secured ability. So we have small knights counting as 5 models, objective secured if your army is all knights, excluding obviously the agents of the Imperium or unaligned. And then for your big knights, they count as 10 models if they're Titanic. Don't gain the objective secured, but that's great. So if somebody can sneak in on one of your big knights, a single model that's objective secured, they'll take control of the objective. But with your war dogs, they're counting as 5 models objective secured, so they have a much better chance of holding a contested objective or something like that. Or like contesting and taking control with objective secured, counting as 5 models. So I like this. It's really good. They should have kept this how it was, and honestly they did. This is exactly what you need. So now there's a nice incentive for putting a knight on an objective. Like body count wise, you can pretty much block off an entire objective with a knight's base. So they can only get so many models on it to begin with. Now arguably if they have 1 or 2 objective secured models, they can still steal it from you. But if you have the Armigers, their base takes up the majority of an objective. So if you put them like right in the middle, or kind of block like a pathway to where they might be able to access it, it's going to be difficult for them to get 5 objective secured models on that. So given the lack of model count in the Knights army and what this does overall, I think this is great. So awesome upgrade for the Imperial Knights. We also have a little article right here, basically just talking about some more of the Chaos Knights powers. So we're going to go ahead and roll that into this update as well. So let's go ahead and get started. The Knight Abominant can summon vile psychic storms to ravage its foes. With the Chaos Knights army set coming soon, we'll have a look at those curse weapons have changed and how their pilots can petition the Chaos Gods for dark favors. But that's not the end of their fell power. The terrifying new Knight Abominant is not just a battlefield bully, but a puissant weaponry from a dark age, such as the Volkite Combustor. So that's the new gun on the new variant. It's also a psyker that can call on the uncontrollable power of the Empyrean to manifest ruinous powers from the Warpstorm discipline. So this is the new one. He's got this crazy awesome like whip tentacle arm, and then this is that new Volkite. An Abominant can manifest 2 psychic powers per turn and those 2 powers from the exclusive discipline. They draw power from the roiling tempest within the warp, making it sort of malicious, mystical, meteorologist, divining the weather and coaxing it to do its bidding. So first we have Winds of the Warp. It summons forth a hurricane of gale force winds that are so powerful they send projectiles careening off target and forks of lightning to prematurely detonate warheads. Anytime the caster loses a wound on a d6 5-up prevents this from happening. If they manifest this blessing on an 8 or higher, the winds may mutate and weld shut the damage carapaces of war dog class knights. So if they're within 6 inches of a psyker when they lose a wound, they can roll a d6, and the wound is not lost on a roll of a 6 up. So pretty cool overall ability. It's obviously the first of what we would assume would be 6 psychic powers. So it's Winds of the Warp, Blessing Aura. Winds of the Warp has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, it lasts until the start of your next psychic phase. Each time the psyker loses a wound on a 5 up, the wound is not lost if the result of the psychic test was 8 or more. So it costs 6 to manifest it. If you score an 8 or higher, which is barely above average, while the friendly Dread Host household war dog class model is within 6 of the psyker, each time that model loses a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, the wound is not lost. So pretty awesome 5 up shrug for himself, and then a 6 up shrug for any war dogs within 6 inches if it's cast on an 8 or better. This inclement empiric weather also has offensive applications. The delightful named Spite Squall conjures a hateful deluge of war-tainted rain with the undesirable side effects of dragging enemy souls into the warp. The targeted unit may neither fire Overwatch nor set to defend, presumably due to their chattering teeth and tormented spirits. You'll also need to keep a tally for that unit, adding 1 every time a model is destroyed. At the end of each psychic phase, if the unit is still on the battlefield, you can roll a d6 for every tally mark. For each 5 up, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound as the demonic damp claims another victim. The tally resets at the end of each phase, so you'll need to coordinate your attacks to deal maximum damage. So number 6, so again we can assume there's 6 psychic powers, is Spite Squall. Malediction. Spite Squall has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the psyker till the start of your next psychic phase. Bullet point 1, that unit cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend. So that's pretty good if you're preparing to charge it, obviously. And then bullet point 2, keep a Spite Squall tally for that unit, adding 1 to the tally each time a model in that unit is destroyed. At the end of each phase, if that unit is still on the battlefield, roll a d6 for each mark on the Spite Squall tally. For each roll of 5 up, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. The unit Spite Squall tally is reset to 0 at the end of each phase. So if there's, let's say, 12 models in a unit, just for simplicity's sake, and you kill 6 of them, you're going to roll 6d6 at the end of the phase, and then on a 5 up, so average of 2 times, they will take another mortal wound. So then you'll go from 6 guys dead to 8 guys dead, basically. And then the setting resets, and then the 4 of the guys are still remaining. So pretty cool. Nice little ability. So there are 4 more powers on offer. So yeah, 6 total. From coruscating lightning storms to hideous vortexes designed to tear your opponent's face to pieces and scatter them to the 4 winds. But what if your Knight Desecrator wants a piece of the psychic action? Tzeentch has you covered. Any Chaos pilot can, for the dubious piece of pledging their immortal soul to the duplicitous changers of ways, earn the gift of Pyrothrone for their knight. The cockpit fills with the pilot's mind with a combined arcane knowledge of 999 long-dead magisters. So Pyrothrone, it is the Tzeentch ability. The model gains the Tzeentch keyword. If this model is not a Knight Abominant, it gains the Psyker keyword. And it can attempt to manifest 1 psychic power in your psychic phase and attempt to deny 1 psychic power in your opponent's psychic phase. This model knows Smite and 1 power chosen from the Warp Storm discipline. So you can give this to any Knight. It gains the Tzeentch keyword and 1 psychic power and 1 deny. If this model is a Knight Abominant, it knows 1 additional psychic power from a Warp Storm discipline, and it can attempt to manifest 1 additional psychic power in each of your psychic phases. So if it's already a Knight Abominant, it already has 1 psychic power and 1 deny. Now you can give it a 2nd psychic power and a 2nd cast. So you can cast 2 psychic powers a turn, whether it's one of the special new powers or, Smite. Alternatively, both special powers, but you do still have only 1 deny according to this. Pretty nice ability though. And then the favorite ability, in each of your psychic phases, you can reroll 1 psychic test taken for this model. So you unlock that, obviously, depending what kind of knight it is. It's either 5, 10, or 15 kills. Once you get those 5, 10, or 15 kills, you unlock the ability to reroll psychic test. So for an armiger, very easy. For a bigger knight, slightly more difficult. And then for like the big boy knights, 15 models, quite a decent amount to kill, but they do have a lot of firepower. So, but you would assume, for the most part, you're probably going to have this on an abominant. So it's going to need 10 kills to unlock this. And then depending on what psychic power you take, either to make it more resilient and have like the 5-up shrug, or whether you're doing, mortal wounds with something like smite, or doing something cool with one of the other abilities, it shouldn't be that hard to get 10 kills. So pretty cool. Definitely a fan of this. In short, this gives a model the Tzeentch keyword, provides any knight who isn't an abominant the psychic keyword, and grants the ability to manifest and deny one psychic power. If they are already an abominant, their power is multiplied to manifest and deny psychic powers up to 3 times per turn. Interesting. If they are already an abominant, their power is multiplied to manifest and deny psychic powers up to 3 times per turn. So they can manifest 2 psychic powers and deny 1. So that is the manifest and deny up to 3 times per turn. Interestingly worded there. Almost like they're trying to like confuse you or trick you into thinking it could cast more than twice. But that's what it means, obviously. Couple that with a favorite ability, which means you earn for racking up the kills for your demonic patron, and you can turn one of these trusted knights into a maelstrom of metaphysical power and make Tzeentch proud. So that's obviously with your reroll. Having access to psychic abilities should have the Imperial Knight pilots quaking in their boots. Make sure you're ready to capitalize on the fear by grabbing a Chaos Knight army set when it comes up. Pre-order shortly. So yeah, pretty cool. So far the rules we've seen are pretty awesome. Obviously, the upgrade to the balanced Dataslate makes knights viable in the meantime, as they really do need that objective secured. I'm pretty sure this is a new head that we haven't seen before either. So that's a cool, like, kind of bone skull head. Pretty sure that is not like the normal kind of like droopy one with the hook hanging down from it that we see. So it looks like there's quite a bit of cool updates on these things, or upgrades. So definitely looking forward to this. Looking forward to the rules. Let me know what you think down below. What excites you the most? You're going to play Chaos Knights? You're going to play Imperial Knights? Or you're just going to take a couple extra heavy weapons to fight them with? But that's it for today. Just a quick little update on some of the Chaos new abilities, psychic powers, and our Tzeentch keyword. So now we've seen Undivided. We've seen Slaanesh. We've seen Khorne. We've seen Tzeentch. So we haven't seen the Nurgle ability yet. Hopefully that will be coming soon as well. And maybe a couple more cool psychic powers also. But obviously the balanced Dataslate is a huge upgrade for knights and puts them back where they need to be. So that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me know what you think down below. I do appreciate all the likes, subscribes, and shares. Make sure that you do so if you haven't already, as it really helps out the channel. And obviously, if you're into Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, or warcry content, make sure to like and subscribe for regular news, reactions, reviews, unboxings, and tutorial videos. I am Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.